Welcome back, YouTube. This is Bela Mage, and our third update to ED Contagion has been a rather big one. We had an unfortunate accident with a blood wall that ended our life rather quickly, so decided to remake. And this time, since I had a bit more currency, this will definitely be a more end-game setup, because it's going to require a lot more currency than the cheaper version that I have in the build guide right now. But as you might notice, we've gone CI. We've re-leveled to level 83, and I'm gonna go over the tree real quick for some differences. I still got these, which I can drop again later. We've gone much the same with all of the Chaos multi-nodes. I will link this path of building to my current character in this video. So we've taken all the same damage nodes, Eventually I'll spec around this side when I've got more points. All the same damage nodes up here. We've grabbed one reduced mana and CI. We've pared down here for our spreading rot jewel. And we have picked up overcharge. While we're there, this has allowed us to not take Swift Killer. Now, it's important to note that when I leveled this character, I took Swift Killer first. And I only just recently, at around literally this level one level beforehand, so level 82, changed into overcharge and respec'd out of it. We've taken Foresight, Path of the Savant. We've gone over, we've taken Arcane Focus and Arcane Will. We have put in this jewel, which is Eldritch Knowledge, which is now really good. It's giving me 70% chaos damage, which is better than you could possibly get out of a quad damage perfectly rolled jewel. Because this wheel here, which is 15, 15, 40, and 8%, has given us a lot of intellect to scale this jewel. So it's become really powerful. It was 1C in hardcore. I think it's an ALK in softcore. Is ridiculously cheap. We've come over here, we've got an Unnatural Calm and Corruption, headed down here for Zealot's Oath, and we've taken Sovereignty for now, and a bit more energy shield down here. Now, in an ideal world, I would drop all of Sovereignty, and maybe have to keep this one, maybe. But, we will go over gear real quick. So, for gear, we've grabbed ourselves a dagger, because I still like to get Fortify. Again, this is back to the same problem. Once we can fortify with shield charge, a wand will be best in this slot. You'll be easily able to get a better wand, but I want fortify. I'm not giving that up. So we've just got non-ailment chaos damage over time multiplier crafted onto a spell damage dagger. You could use a scepter or anything, it doesn't matter. Just something with 70% spell damage and a prefix open for the non-ailment craft. Wearing a dream fragment so that we can't be frozen. Also helps deal with our mana problems. The Restless Ward is a really decent early chest piece. Now, I would not wear this forever. Obviously, the life is useless. The charge duration is great, but most importantly, it's got a decent amount of energy shield and evasion rating. So very cheap starter chest, but we would move on to a rare, preferably a Sadist Garb, that we would craft to have much higher numbers of evasion and energy shield. I think you can pretty easily get something around 1700 evasion and 450 energy shield, and that would make you a lot tankier. So we've just got our normal Essence Drain 5 link, ED Control Destruction, Void Manipulation, Efficacy, Swift Affliction. We've got our normal Blight in just some rare gloves. Just Efficacy Infused Channel Control Destruction Blight. We have our Onslaught Jewel, same as before, except this time it comes with Energy Shield in a belt that's exactly the same as before, except with Energy Shield instead of life. Same deal with our boots. The enchant on there is not super important. If I had time and willingness, I would run Uberlab over and over again to get the 80% chance to avoid being stunned. That would be the best boot enchant, I think. We just got a decent energy shield. Nothing is crazy here. This is all still pretty budget option. It was built for inside 2 exalts on hardcore. Just an average amulet and a pretty decent ring with some intellect and a -5 mana cost craft. Now that mana cost craft is pretty important, because without killing anything, if we were single target, we can very quickly run out of mana EDing, which we don't do all the time. But because we shield charge all the time, we without it, we were slowly running out of mana shield charging all the time, and that started to get a little bit dodgy in like a longer single target fight. So putting on just one craft lowered it to 9. That was enough. If I had the tier 2 craft, I would have crafted it instead. But that was more than enough. That lowers my blight cost to 6, so it doesn't even move. Flame dash is everything is really low. The other changes we've got is auras. We are on discipline because we need that now. We've kept flesh and stone, and we've kept malevolence. So we've been able to keep all 3 of them because we've taken all of the mana reserve points. In an ideal world, I would have a level 4 enlighten and a helmet enchant for reduced mana reservation of one of the auras, and that should be enough to drop the entire sovereignty wheel. We should not need that, and we might not even need this 1 point, or we might, I don't know, I'll have to play with it. And the helmet, again, just a 200 ES helmet with a 3% reduced mana reserve. It's a temple mod. It was very, very cheap to buy this. I think it was 15C on hardcore, probably be even cheaper on softcore. So we've done that. Flask setup is basically the same, except we've added in a granite flask because now we're not using phase acrobatics. So we've just replaced our health flask with a granite flask that definitely needs to be re-rolled because those suffixes are shit. But everything else is the same. We've got speedy quicksilvers, we've got anti-curse, we've got anti-bleed, and we don't need freeze. That's the only difference because of the dream fragment. Now, so far I'm pretty damn happy with it. My tooltip's over 100k on the dot damage for essence drain on just a 5-link, so very happy with it so far. If you have the money, once you have the money, this is definitely an endgame thing you could spec this build into. I would not suggest doing it until around about level 85 to 90, somewhere in that range. And I would want you to have a 5 or 6, probably a 6-link Sadist Garb would be the best. I've started out with this cheap option because I re-leveled from the get-go to go CI to test it out. But if you're already running this build, I would start looking at crafting a Sadist Garb if you wanted to go CI into something with, you know, 1600 evasion, 400 odd energy shield, and then 6-linking that and not changing over until you get there. That would be my suggestion. Everything else plays exactly the same though. You're still just shield charging around. Contagion, Essence Drain. You'll notice my Contagion's a little bit smaller right now. I will note that I will be taking one travel node here to come to these ones that come with spell damage in area, and later on in the early 90s I will probably take these 2 as well, but we'll see whether I need them or not. It does feel just a tad small without them, but I think this will, I think these 3 points will sort that out. Yeah. So that is the end of everything we've got here. So many people messages. Just ignore that. Right. So that's all we've got to say about that. We're up to nearly 8k and we're only level 83, so it's going quite well. I'm very, very happy with the CI version. Being immune to chaos damage is insane. The only thing that we're missing is we don't have acro and phase acro, which is a little bit but we're still evading a lot, and I think we're gonna end up with over 10k energy shield. So energy shield is not dead, CI is not dead. Do feel free to change over to this. Again, paste bin will be in the comment. Thank you all for watching. I'm Baylor Mage, and I will see you all next time.